Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Financially Forever After a Love and Money podcast. We are your hosts, Lindsey and
Brett the Moneymaker, Sean Queiler.
Here to give you some relationship advice, tips, just general stories that I find out there, as well as coming on your end.
Financial advice, what's going on in the world, financially speaking.
How to become financially sound.
What to do with your finances.
What to do when they come for you.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Yeah, so let's get into this stuff today. What do you got? What do you got that is exciting? What's going on?
Well, nothing super exciting. The other day I woke up and I mean, you know the deal. Wake up, go downstairs, I get a workout in, and then from there, go about my day, read my Bible and all that good jazz. But, so I bought a pair of socks off of Amazon, and they come in packs, and they have that little plastic thing that sticks, it's got a little line on one side, a little line on the other, and it kind of hooks all the socks together.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of, but go on.
So anyway, you're supposed to clip it off before you wear the socks.
Yes, I would imagine.
So it was, early in the morning, dark, didn't want to wake you up, so I put in the socks on to go downstairs, work out, and at the end I'm like, gosh, what's been going on in my foot this whole time?
Was like stepping up.
I had the plastic thing in my socks the whole time that I never actually cut off.
So you were like the lion with the thorn in his
Yeah.
You need a little mouse to come get that.
What's going on? A new pair of socks. What's happening?
You didn't think to look during your workout. You just kept proceeding.
It was fine. So I was just thinking, I was like, all right, have you ever done that? Have you ever walked out of a public restroom, had toilet paper
Probably.
on your
Absolutely.
shoes?
I'm sure I have. Has someone told me? I don't know if I've ever been told that. I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
Your daughters are queens for humiliating themselves or us, where it's if it's going to be super embarrassing, they almost do it in a more embarrassing way, the way they call you out. It's do it discreetly. They're like, Mom, you have a giant thing. And it's just more out there.
Thank you, honey.
Just discreet. Just be discreet about it. So yeah, they're very good at that. But yeah, they get easily embarrassed. Your son, he didn't get embarrassed very easily.
Right. Okay.
He's pretty low maintenance.
Okay. Or at least he, leads on that way.
For the most part, compared to the girls, I would say our middle daughter is very high maintenance.
What going on or no?
Yeah, let's talk about, we kind of briefly talked about this the other day, and you're like, stop talking about it because I want to go deeper into it in our podcast because this was new information. We've been together a long time.
Well, yeah.
Is it been over 20 years now? Yeah, it's been over. So our wedding anniversary will be 18 years. So.
You were in high school.
I was.
First year in college.
I was.
So you were 18?
Yeah.
You're talking 24-ish years?
So we were talking about in elementary how my group of friends and we were kind of tomboys. The term tomboys back in the day. We're sporty. We like to wear the longer basketball short. You remember the tennis shoes you would pump?
Oh yeah, you're gonna pump it up.
I think they did have girl ones, but I liked the guy. I would wear the boy ones because they were cool.
Because you had the basketball pump on top of it.
So anyway, we were like, we don't want to be called our girl names. We want to have boy names. So all of us had boy names. And I think you remember if I told you, but do you remember what I told you my name was?
You told me a little while ago. Leonard.
My name is Lindsey. It was Leonard. Jeez. My friend Whitney was Wally. My friend Sarah was Sammy. My friend Tiffany was Timmy. I'm trying to think if there's any more of us. But those were just our alternative names for the time. But we just went through that phase of we're going to be sporty boys right now. And it was just all the rage. But you had no idea about that part of my life. That was something new that you hadn't found out about.
Information. Okay.
So the reason I brought that up today is because our topic today in relationship is basically catfishing. Do you know what the term catfishing means?
I remember. Yeah, that was I don't know his first name, Teo or something like that. He was a Notre Dame linebacker, amazing linebacker, and he got catfished, I think, by a guy.
Uh-huh.
He showed a picture of this, very good-looking girl saying that it was a girl.
Yeah.
And it was not. She always conveniently could never meet.
Yeah.
Something came up or whatnot at the end. It's a huge story on ESPN. And yes.
Yeah.
Making believe that you're somebody that you are not.
And there was that MTV show. It was literally called Catfish, and they would go out and find these people that were catfishing others.
That's pretty entertaining.
So our topic today, though, this is specifically regarding a documentary that I know you have not watched. So my friend texted me, this was a couple weeks ago. She's like, you have to watch this new documentary on Netflix. It's going to blow your mind. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I think you could talk about it on your podcast, even though it's a relationship kind of background. But the documentary, if people haven't seen it, and I'm sure a majority of people have by now, it's called Unknown Number: High School Catfish. So what the documentary reveals about modern relationships, it's really that in an age where identity can be fabricated easily, it's online. Like you just mentioned, the football player, he was an NFL player. He, big, strong football player, had no idea the person he was dating wasn't who they said they were. So how do you really know if it's a real connection, if that's real validity in who the person that you're actually talking with? So the story involves catfishing. It involves manipulation. It involves emotional entanglement. So there's teenagers involved, but also adults. So I really wanted you to go in this blindly because I didn't want you to have an opinion one way or the other before we really get into it. So let's talk about first the emotional manipulation as a relationship tool. So when you're catfishing, you're basically creating a fake persona of who you really are. And it's a way for people to really control, emotionally abuse that other person, try to keep them kind of connected. So it's really difficult when you're not having a relationship face to face. It's someone you're talking to online or texting. It's way different. So think, for instance, in your case, you do a lot of emails.
Mm-hmm.
Your tone in an email can come out completely different online or via your email than you're actually meaning it to. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're reading a text and you might take huge offense to it and the person didn't mean it that way at all. So it's very different when you're online or, texting compared to in person. Wouldn't you agree with that? Yeah. So the other thing with emotional and manipulation online is that you can cause this deception. So I'm going to give you kind of a backstory of what went on in this documentary. So there was two teenagers. I think they were maybe 13, 14 at the time. So our middle daughter's age.
Are these guys the ones that are getting catfished, or are they doing the catfish?
Yes. So
what?
They're getting catfished. It's a boy and a girl, 13, 14 years old.
And they think other people are who they are, and they're totally different people. So
what kind of went on, backstory, 13, 14, they started being boyfriend and girlfriend, really innocent, our middle daughter's age. The boy was an athlete. The girl was athlete as well. They talked sports. They went to each other's games.
Hold on. I want to make sure I understand this. Are they catfishing each other?
No. They're in a real, true relationship.
So this is a real life couple they see each other?
Yes. They go to school together.
Okay.
They know each other. They've known each other a long time. It's a small town, too. It's a smaller town.
All right.
So all of a sudden, out of the blue, the boyfriend's going to a party, and the girlfriend wasn't invited, and she was kind of like not wanting to go. And he's like, no, everyone's invited. You should just go. Well, in the meantime, she gets this text, and it's coming from, she doesn't even know who it is, saying how she's worthless. She didn't get invited. Her boyfriend's cheating on her because of all these things, you name it. Just a nasty text, like 13 years old, mind you. You got to get in the mindset of this is a young child.
Got it.
So basically this person trying to get into the head. So the boyfriend and the girlfriend both get these texts at this point. And
so hold on.
They have no idea.
Is the boyfriend getting the text too?
He's getting texts as well.
And what is the boyfriend's text saying?
His are more, I would say, sexual context.
In what sense? Like, what does that mean?
Basically implying that you don't need this girl. I would be better girlfriend for you. She doesn't sleep with you. I'll sleep with you. They're 13, mind you, at this time.
And he's 14.
13. They're both 13. 13 or 14, somewhere in that range. That's a child.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
And I would like to think, I know there's people out there that probably haven't waited longer, but 13 and 14, I would like to think most of them are still virgins at that point, not having sexual experience. So they're getting very graphic texts, right? Okay. 13, 14 years old. So let's fast forward. This poor couple, they're 13, 14. They do make it. They make it to, I think, high school. But the texts don't stop, and they really can't figure out where they're coming from.
So do both of them know this at the time that they're coming?
They both know they're getting texts. They both know they're getting manipulation. They're getting abuse. The girlfriend is getting more of the, you're ugly. Why would you wear that today? You're not worth anything. Why don't you go kill yourself? Those kind of texts. The boyfriend's more like, you should leave her. She's no good for you. I could be better for you. All of these basically implying that she's not a good enough girlfriend, but I would treat you better kind of text. Okay. So really both couples, obviously no idea where these are coming from. So then you have the moms of both these teenagers getting involved, going to the school, complaining about basically a cyberbullying. That's exactly what it was. These texts were awful. Especially the girls. I mean, the boys were awful in a way. He was a child, and he's basically getting propositioned. You know, some of them are pretty graphic, sexually graphic. The girl, is more, you should just go kill yourself. That kind of like, please go kill yourself. That kind of stuff. And it was nasty. So they kind of go on a hunt in the school trying to track down like what kids are texting during the middle of the day as these texts are coming through, kind of narrowing it down. Get the
police involved at any point?
Police are involved, yes, but they really have no lead on who it could be. So the mom of the girl really kind of inserts herself into going on this witch hunt, if you will, about finding out who's doing this to her daughter.
Good.
The boy's mom and the girl's mom are actually really good friends. They're really vying to figure out who this is. And the girl school bully, if you will, is the number one name thrown out there. It's this girl. She's the one doing it. And the police, her dad's actually the chief of police. They're like, it's not her. She's not doing this. So it's this big showdown, if you will. So not to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. So the whole documentary, it's interviewing the kids, it's interviewing the police, it's interviewing the school principal, the administration, the moms.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, it's the mom of the daughter. The whole entire time, it's the mom of the daughter.
You said not to spoil it. You just spoiled it.
No, I am spoiling it.
Oh,
I should not just spoil
it. You should say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Not to spoil it, but I am.
It's the mom of the daughter?
It's the mom of the daughter this entire time.
Why would she possibly do that?
That is the question everyone wants to know. So she's basically, in my eyes, obsessed with this boy. She's obsessed with this relationship that her daughter's having. She's jealous of the daughter. She's wanting to have her kill. She's like, I knew she wouldn't actually kill herself. That was never going to be an issue.
Maybe the mom should get killed.
Mm-hmm. It's awful.
Jerk.
So what really burned me is that the police come, they tell the daughter who the perpetrator is. The mom is consoling her, rubbing her shoulders, like the whole time. It's like, get off her, you psychopath. Why, first of all, would the police let the mom...
Who? The mom's consoling the daughter?
The daughter, as the police are telling...
Police are telling her it's the mom's fault.
There you go. Bingo. Makes sense of that. So the mom gets a little over a year for all of this. Nowhere is she registered as a sex offender. Nowhere did they say anything about her basically writing these sexual texts to this boy who is underage at the time. Her obsession with him. Nowhere. She gets a little over a year. So basically, this daughter, I just feel like she was so abused in a way where she didn't see the mom for what she was, because she's like, I still talk to my mom. I still love my mom. just manipulated to a point of thinking that this was okay in a way. It's just really sad to see it and how it all played out. And so the dad, he won't let the daughter see her in person, but she does talk to her, and the mom writes her letters and all of these
Did
things.
Dad divorce the mom?
It never did say. I don't know if they actually ended up doing that. So how do you think that betrayal, especially by someone you thought you trusted, can affect your future in relationships? So obviously this wasn't a romantic relationship. This was her mom relationship. But how do you think long-term this could affect that daughter in a future relationship that she has down the road?
I mean, I don't know. Trust issues obviously is a big thing, but this trust issues not with the other person. The trust issues with the mom. Like there was no other relationship that had any acting part other than the mom. So
I think though that it could affect like a future romantic relationship, just because think about your parents. Those are the ones that you are supposed to trust the most, the people that are going to have your back. And the fact that mom just abused that so much, and for sure she's going to have trust issues. How is she not down the road? So rebuilding her trust as she's, going into relationships with other people, I would always have in the back of my mind too, like, okay, I'm with this new guy. Is my mom going to get my number? Is she going to try this stuff again? Like, it'd always be that thing in the back of your mind of, could this happen to me again? So that's the thing about the digital world, is that you really have no idea who's on that other screen. You think you know, you might think you're building this relationship, or in this case, it was a cyberbully instance, but it ends up being your own mom. It's just like heartbreaking. And
I would try, do a Zoom with somebody, see what they look like.
Or meet them in person. But I wouldn't even say one-on-one. I would do that in a definitely group setting. And, you just never can trust people anymore. It's so hard.
That's crazy.
To take people for what they are. So yeah, it was just a crazy
online, that is.
Online documentary about how this catfishing is becoming such an issue. And you're hearing more and more about teenagers and how easily they are to manipulate them. They make them easy targets because they're so vulnerable to this kind of stuff. So you think about the online bullying, you think about the sexting. These kids, well, if you really love me, you'd send me a nude picture. And then that stuff's out there for the world to see. So you just really got to talk to your kids. Make sure you're talking with them, checking their phones. I know that some people think that that's an abuse of power, but these kids need to know that some of the conversations they're having, some of the things that they're doing is not okay. So make sure you're having those conversations with your children and staying on top of that stuff. So
if you have kids of, or your kids are teenagers.
Yeah.
I'd really make sure that
preteens, if they have a phone. So yeah.
Check it. Nothing wrong with it. You pay for it. Check it out.
Exactly. So, all right, what you got for us today in finance?
When you got a job back in high school, who did your taxes? Did you do them? Did your dad do them? Did someone else?
No, I definitely did not do them. Probably my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
When was the first time that you ever had to actually pay taxes? Do you remember that?
I mean, I'm sure. No, but I don't think I had to pay taxes when I was serving. I don't know. I probably did, though. I mean, yeah, my dad would have done all of that.
Okay. Did you ever do them on your own? So you always had someone doing your tax, and then you got normally like, I got a Brett.
I married a financial advisor. Why would I ever do my taxes? Yeah.
So I have a lot of people that, they'll do their taxes, and there's like, oh my gosh, I did not realize that I owed so much money. I had to pay $15,000 this year, or 20 or 50 or whatever it is. And they don't realize from a financial standpoint that the more you make, the more that you have to pay in taxes. One of the beautiful things is some of the investments that I've been getting people in here recently. You can invest in there, and if you invest in some distressed areas of what the federal government considers distressed, you can actually get some tax benefits, get some tax breaks to help offset some of those taxes. So if you say, all right, well, I have a big tax bill this year, and when I say a big tax bill, you might make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, or you're having the sale of a highly appreciated asset or the sale of a business, and you're like, this isn't a normal year for me. I need to lower my tax burden. There's a couple things that we could look at for you. There's stuff called Fee Simple that's in regards to donations that we could help you out with. Otherwise, there's investments. And as you get into some of these investments, and we did some of these this last year, actually, on both of those, that you can say, all right, I'm going to use it, and it's going to serve, and it's going to serve and be an investment for me. And it's tax efficient in regards to how I receive some of those monies, but you get a big tax break. So, for instance, one of the ones we did last year, say you put $100,000 in, you immediately get somewhere from an 85 to 92% deduction. So that means if I put $100,000 in, let's just say it's 85, right away I can lower my tax burden and the amount of ordinary income that I'd have to pay tax on by $85,000. So you might say, all right, well, there's a $15,000 difference. Yes, but it's still used as an investment, and it can help get additional income for you, but also help offset taxes. So if you're filing taxes for the first time, second, third, fourth, 50th time, and you have a large tax bill, and you're like, geez, I remember something on that amazing podcast called Financially Forever After, a Love and Money podcast. I need to lower my taxes. Where can you go to ask some questions or ask for some help?
Ooh, well, they can go on our website, probably fill out that questionnaire about it, financially4everafter.com, and probably have a little consultation with you.
Yep. So you can actually ask for a free 15-minute consultation for either complimentary for one of me or one of my advisors. Okay. So that's one topic there, doing taxes. Let's see here. Next, as we look at this, AI and automation. Will robots be taking your job?
Yes.
Yes. There's going to be somebody that takes over and does your podcast with me?
I mean, honestly, yeah. They could literally make an AI of me and make me say stuff. That's terrifying. It's terrifying to think about. You have that. Yeah. Don't you have an AI you right now on your emails?
Version of an AI me that every once in a while, I'm like, hey, I need to get this out real quick. And I can have my marketing person from some of the past things I said, just like make the words go along with my lips to say, hey, guess what? We got an event next Wednesday at 8:00. Please come to it if I'm super busy. Usually I shoot them myself, but if not, it's a version of me. Just
I don't like that. It's terrifying.
Words look like that.
Makes me think of the Will Smith movie, the AI movie he said where
Robot.
They're all iRobot. Yeah, it's terrifying.
iRobot. So if you think about it, which jobs would you say are disappearing right now?
I mean, anything manufacturing, I would say most of those jobs are like Amazon, packaging, anything packaging wise. I would think most of those are robots. I think there's a lot, not necessarily AI, but robots is surgeons using.
I've heard more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially recently, they're like, how much would you trust a robot to do a surgery on? And here, actually, I think yesterday, the day before, like super invasive surgeries that they had the AI robots do it, and they were like 10 for 10.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I'm like, you know what? No shaky hands, no tiredness, no fatigue, no none of that stuff, but it'll take one time for it to happen. And like, that's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Even though it might not be statistically better to have a human do that. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Just kind of like driving my vehicle. Right? Like I still like control.
Right.
There will be a point in time that vehicles can drive themselves like fully in different, because right now they have some of that, but fully in all weather conditions and everything else of that nature. But just kind of scary.
I'm too much of a control freak. I don't trust a robot. I want to do my own driving. Thank you.
I like Fast and the Furious.
I mean, I
want to
know
go
people are like, oh, airplanes, it's mostly like the computers doing it. I'm like, I know, but the pilots are at least still out there. They can override. And yeah.
Everybody's got their role. Okay, so in regards to what jobs are disappearing, so most of the ones disappearing right now, they talk customer service, data entry, content writing. So for instance, like we do a lot of recaps after we meet with clients, and we send a lot of recaps. And one of my advice, they do a good job of recap, but they can make it better. So I always say, hey, if you want to help to make it better, like just take your email and have AI say like, polish this up or make it sound better. And then they'll like take your words and re-spin it to make it sound a little bit better. And I'm like, good job. And like one time for one of my advisors, I'm like, oh, very nice email recap. She responded like, that was AI.
That's
like,
what I mean. I mean, it's almost an unfair advantage because think like we had to write all these papers for school, and now kids can just topic into AI and spit out and none of it's their own words. They're not really having to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't like that aspect of it. I feel like I tell our kids this all the time. I'm like, WALL-E, remember the movie WALL-E where they're just humans are sitting and they don't have to do anything and the robots do everything for they haven't even touched grass or anything. And you know, it's just scary to think that
Seems like that's what
be a reality one day.
Yeah. And think of it right now too. They're like, all right, well, you have your SpaceX and all these other pieces like exploring. All right, what if we went to another planet? What if we build this ecosystem out in space? You're like, oh my gosh, is it really going to?
Yeah. We hanging out in spaceships orbiting the Earth, never leaving. Have a little WALL-Es going to different planets to test the soil. It's scary to think about that could be a reality.
See, the ones I think of, like when I go to the grocery store, it's now you check yourself out.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just grocery store anymore. Like I went to the local like CVS and they check out at, department type of stores too.
That's true.
It's like they're just, it can be automated.
It stinks because I used to remember the Children's Museum and you would go get your little groceries and then you would scan it. I thought that was so fun. And now I have to do it as an adult. I'm like, I don't want to scan my own groceries. I don't want to bag my own groceries. Where's the people?
Yeah.
This isn't fun anymore.
So when we think about jobs and AI, and it's not all bad, it can be good, even though there will be a lot of jobs that are going to get lost due to AI. What jobs do you think will actually evolve more?
Ooh, good question. I mean, like you said, anything content where you're having to write books, maybe authors can use them for writing. Trying to think. I don't know. No, I don't know. What do you
when I was doing my research, this is what it said. I'm not saying I agree with this. First couple I could say. So AI ethics specialist. I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
And shouldn't Google and the other AI stuff auto-generate what the ethical portion of it is? So I don't really know what that is. This one I agree with. Roles in cybersecurity. With AI becoming such a big thing, there's got to be somebody or some other AI version written up on how to prevent hacking and whatnot. There's got to be some human component to that because otherwise AI bots could hack.
Oh, yeah. They can
things
take
all
over
the time.
The world.
So all right, well, here's the most commonly used cybersecurity stuff. We have to have somebody smart to say, all right, how can we close those loopholes? So I agree with that. It also says healthcare professionals and therapists. I don't really understand.
So wait, you're saying that AI is going to take over those areas?
It says because of artificial intelligence and automation that there's going to become more healthcare professionals and therapists. And I don't know if I can get on board with that.
That makes sense because maybe because an AI can't be your therapist. It can't help you with your mental disorders or talking you through.
Who says you can't have somebody to talk to?
AI doesn't have human emotions. Literally, that's how you can kind of figure out you're talking to AI because they don't know how humans feel.
They're becoming more and more like humans.
I don't like that. They can't cry.
That's true.
They can't feel grief. They can't feel pain.
You could say, hey Alexa, give me a crying noise.
Yeah, but she still can't cry. That's what I mean. So,
I mean, the healthcare professionals, I think, AI can do more and more of that, but you still need to go in somebody. You might, who's going to tell you that, all right, it's the point in time you have a virus, you need to go in.
Yeah.
And you could see it. So I could definitely see that. But
I don't want a robot telling me I have cancer and
so anyway, you might need to reskill yourself in regards to if you're going to be in one of those sectors of the marketplace that says, hey, I'm losing my job. Think of the skill set that you might need, potentially in AI, or allow income diversification within your portfolio. What else can I do? What other side job, what other side hustle could I do to get additional money back in my pocket. So that's the topics for today.
What would you, as a financial advisor, since AI is growing, is there any certain stocks that are really hot right now with the AI world?
I mean, the tech sector, I think will continue to do well. Semiconductors, I think will continue to do well because of all the tech and the chips that are needed to grow AI.
For sure.
So I think those are two good sectors.
Those are good investments.
They're high right now. You might want to wait for a little bit of pullback, 5 to 10%, kind of pullback before you get back in. But I think that'll continue to grow over the next 5-10 years.
Okay, that's good stuff. And once again, if they have further questions about any of that information, where can they ask those?
Go to financiallyforeverafter.com, ask a question, leave a comment, and we will address it on the following week.
Yeah. Yes. Make sure you're also following us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, so you can like and comment on there as well. And we'll try to adjust those on future episodes as well. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Financially Forever After, a Love and Money podcast. Securities offered through Great Point Capital, LLC, member SIPC. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Acadia Life Insurance. Schunkweiler Financial is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, acronym AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Acadia Life Insurance are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Acadia Life Insurance are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Schunkweiler Financial is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Schunkweiler Financial.